Just across the city works architect and philosopher Ma Yansong. His imaginative buildings are popping up around the world. He studied at Yale in the United States and worked in London too, but came home to Beijing to found his company, Mad Architects. Ma's big break came when, against all the odds, he was selected to design a high-profile apartment block in Canada. In 2009, science fiction landed here, courtesy of visionary architect Ma Yansong. He still comes here to the Hutongs to gain his inspiration.
I have a very deep emotion, towards this kind of a neighborhood. I grew up from here, so I have a lot of memory.
Ma champions city living. He believes that to build cities for the future, we must learn lessons from the past.
In the old time, different generations, they live together. Kids, grandfather, so you have a nice family life. Different family, they meet each other. So the neighborhood is also very, there's a harmony society. It's not isolated from each other. So I think it's a life. I think modern city a bit harsh,
Though beautiful, the Hutongs belong to a time past. Many don't have bathrooms. But with his 21st century designs, Ma has changed this, with a design he calls the Hutong Bubble. And inside it, he provides a bathroom exclusively for this dwelling. And it's not just practical. This design plays with space to unite the building with the courtyard.
What's important for the courtyard is the space. It's not building itself. So here you can see we kept old building on one side, and this side we make a modern building. But the modern building is very simple. We don't have a facade, we have only glass. And this glass you can open all the way.
The organic shape of the bubble is a signature of Ma's work. The curved form gives it a lifelike quality.
From here, you cannot see any lines, right? It's a one curved surface. So you feel like water, or you feel like, space shape or something. But you can see the reflection, these trees, the old building, sky, it's all twisted into one image. It's like a dream, I think.
It's these square boxes that architect Ma Yansong wants to move away from.
In China, for example, we are building a lot of modern cities, new modern cities, and just following this copying the North American typology. Because there's no new concept, new idea, and then we just keep doing copying.
Ma wants his buildings to be totally different. People are the cornerstone of his architecture. He's determined to design buildings that enhance the lives of the people who live there. And the tool he uses is nature. Ma believes there's no future for the city without architecture and nature working in harmony.
Garden here. And so from this garden, you can walk on this bridge and go into another building. There's another garden there. So every tower, they work as a group.
Ma plans to build these towers in China. Nature is woven into the design from the get-go. With this in mind, Ma designed this stunning creation. These are the Absolute Towers. They dominate the skyline of Mississauga, Canada.
I just didn't want to do anything boxy or anything regular.
Far from conventional, their curve and softness give them a lifelike form, earning them the nickname Marilyn Monroe Towers.
At the beginning, I just want to make a tower irregular and curvy and have all the balconies twist or rotate from each other. Then you can have a sunshine come to your balcony.
Though inexperienced, Ma's original vision beat 91 other architects when his design was chosen.
But after this one, people, they pay attention to our design and they think maybe this is possible.
These towers brought Ma's name to the world stage and raised his profile back home, where he continues to build unique designs, creating a harmony between the city and nature. Ma designs buildings that break boundaries. His blueprints leave developers breathless.
Ma Yansong design est totalement original dans tout ce qu'on a pu voir en Europe.
Ma is currently working on his next big project, urban living, not in China, but in Paris. His team entered and won an international competition here to design apartment blocks in the French capital. He's going to revolutionize the Parisian skyline with a flavor of the East by using a design that harmonizes nature and architecture.
This time when we have this opportunity to design a residential building in Paris, we thought maybe it's interesting to bring this idea to Paris and to have gardens, nature in a high-rise residential building.
Ma has designed his floating garden, creating a visual link between the trees in the local park and the gardens he's designing. The brief is that the building must include private and social housing. Ma is using nature to help him achieve a unified look.
The garden doesn't classify people, because in front of nature, everyone is equal.
The challenge is to turn the esoteric concept of the floating garden into something that works for his Parisian client.
Et ça avance, et ça avance, et il retravaille, et il retravaille, et il revient, et il redemande, et il redemande, et il redemande. On sent que c'est un très très grand perfectionniste qui ne laisse rien au hasard. The building will be somewhere around here.
Ma has sent project architect Flora Lee over to Paris to work with property developer Laurent Dumas.
Do we want this white strap here? I don't know if this...
What does Ma say about all this?
Flora and Laurent need to discuss the details of this exciting new construction, which is in its foundation stage.
Ah, okay, so it's not calculated into the area.
Scores of architects jostled for the right to design here, but for the judging panel, there was no contest.
Il y avait un concours de plusieurs architectes, 198 d'abord, puis 20, puis 5, puis un seul.
For the ratio for the shaft, I was thinking...
The footings are just going in, but the team is confident that Ma Yansong's signature design will stand tall in this historic city.